The city of Lowell condemned 12 rental units. The building official tells me the units are not up to par. Several renters living there say it's because the owners are refusing to do their part.
Something's got to be done. You can only keep going forward.
Tommy Hawkins rents a mobile home at 406 McClure Avenue. He first shows us his neighbor's unit.
That's all the wood that they actually had it fall down.
Hawkins says a family with 4 kids just moved out of this rental. They had lived here in another unit until this happened.
Starting to cave in, it caved in.
Hawkins says his trailer is even worse.
I got holes in the ceiling. I got windows that leak. I got a toilet that runs. I told her about black mold, so she just goes in, cuts the black mold out in the ceiling and leaves holes there.
Hawkins says his landlord refuses to fix any of this.
There's duct tape on that one and that one because when it rains, water will go into it.
From exposed insulation to crooked, unstable stairs to duct tape on the windows, all prompting the city of Lowell to take action. Condemnation notices have been given to all these units.
There's holes in the floor, ceilings, leaky roofs, broken windows, windows that don't open and close. There's insect infestations, lighting that's wiring's exposed.
Lowell's building official Matt Bailey says a landlord has 30 days to fix the issues.
No matter what your income level is, you should get a safe, clean place to live and sleep at night.
If the landlord does not fix the issues within 30 days, the renters will be forced to move out within 3 days after that.
Ultimately, they're the ones stuck with the consequences.
We did attempt to talk to M&M Mobile Home Parks registered agent Nanette Nordsell Mika. Renters tell me they deal with her directly. Mika's sister Linda Nordsell Jones reached out to us saying she is the co-owner and is speaking on behalf of her family. She says many of these renters are behind on rent and gave us this statement, quote, "We are working with a local attorney. He is the one who served the notices to vacate the property. The mobile home residents refused to vacate the property. They also refused entry into the mobile homes. We are working with the building inspector, Matt Bailey, to fix the listed problems as of April 14th. Yuna Lee, 4029 News.
Now, the National Weather Service says they expect this storm will be gaining strength. New tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service. Through the National Weather Service just now coming in.
You hear us talk about them all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in more than 120 forecasting offices around the country. These men and women watch weather around the clock.
We can look at our meteorological models here.
The National Weather Service is the federal agency responsible for collecting weather data, making weather forecasts, and issuing weather warnings across the country. And it's a big deal.
We might see something coming. We see that there's going to be severe storms or winter weather coming, and we want to make sure people hear that and know that so they can take the proper actions to protect themselves and protect their property. So we definitely feel the weight of that on our shoulders, getting that message out.
The forecasting office responsible for our area is actually in Tulsa. About 40 people work here, 25 meteorologists and 15 hydrologists. Now, meteorologists keep their eyes to the sky, while hydrologists take over once the weather hits the ground.
Flooding and flash flooding produce a high amount of unfortunate fatalities, and so we're able to produce warnings to hopefully the people will heed those warnings and not be affected by the floodwaters.
And just like any job, some days are more stressful than others.
This is the National Weather Service's operational area. Sunny and 70s, it's pretty quiet around here, but don't let that fool you. They're always looking for the first sign of a storm.
See the movement.
Days before severe weather could be moving into the area, they're already watching the radar, gathering data, tweaking the forecast, and making sure the meteorologists in our area are aware of what's coming. In fact, even though they're miles away, we're always connected, especially during severe weather. While computers are great about keeping us connected and helpful when we need information, when it comes right down to it, nothing beats knowing the ins and outs of the area and that all-important human touch.
Being a meteorologist and a forecaster is kind of an art. It is a mix between the science of the computer models and all the raw data and then your own gut feelings and your own interpretation.
Many of the Mets in the Tulsa office have been there for more than 20 years, day in and day out, around the clock, to help us help keep you safe. Laura Huckabee, 4029 News.
Some residents just received a notice to vacate after the city of Lowell issued condemnation notices last month. The owners of the rental mobile homes on 406 McClure Avenue had a month to fix the issues, but now the residents will be forced out this weekend.
I'm going to be homeless with no water, no electric or anything, and I don't have nowhere to go.
Becky Goins rents one of the 12 units here. She says she's fallen on hard times.
There was a note on my door saying if they don't fix this by the 27th, I don't have a home, and I live on disability. And I've been looking, and everywhere they said either no pets or too high that I could afford.
The city's building official says no permits of maintenance have been requested here, and if the properties are not fixed by Monday night, the renters will be forced out. The renters say the landlords have not made any attempts to fix the units. In fact, the renters tell me the landlords have tried to kick them out.
I was doing dishes, and I seen the landlords moving her stuff.
She says her landlords were here evicting another renter, Christy Davis. Davis tells 4029 News she took this video of that day.
You're that's all I've heard.
Oh.
That's all I've heard. That's called slander. No, it isn't. It's called the truth. No, it's called slander. You don't like it? It's called slander. So what?
The landlords said that we need to, it was on the 1st, they were throwing out our stuff. All the stuff on the outside. They were self-help evicting.
Davis says the landlords called police.
They called the police. The police came out and said they can't do anything about it.
The Lowell Police Department say it did respond, but no one was evicted there because there are no documents supporting an eviction order. Davis says she has already moved out because of the conditions. Davis shows us one of the children's room and points to the ceiling that's starting to cave in.
It has black mold. The bathtub is falling through the floor. We have holes in our wall.
All residents received the notice to vacate by midnight Memorial Day.
I'm happy that this place is finally getting what owed to them. But it's cost me my home.
The attorney for the owners of the M&N mobile home park insists that they are working with the city. Yuna Lee, 4029 News.
I didn't think I'd ever get to go. I really didn't. I didn't think I'd ever see the wall.
Maybe the skies will be blue for all my life.
We need to get a before and after here.
There we go.
Everybody's been so nice. Still can't get used to the obvious affection and real pleasure that people say when to all of we veterans, or all of us veterans, thank you for your service.
The first elevator in the monument was a steam elevator.
It was such an honor to have you guys.
I feel like I'm traveling with the Beatles. I'm not even kidding.
Wonderful place, beautiful place.
That's really impressive. I'm glad to get to see everything I get to see.
It's hard to explain. And the changing at the guard at Arlington was the icing on the cake. It was very moving. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Praise God. On!